Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to your Monday Night Raw August 3rd, 2015 review. And today, I gotta tell you folks, I wasn't too impressed with this show. Thought the first match of the show and the last match of the night was good. But, overall, not well put together, very bland, very boring. I wouldn't say it was bad, but I'd say it was boring as hell. It didn't keep my interest. It didn't keep me excited. It didn't really do a whole lot except for a few things here and there. But overall, the show was a bore fest. Really, what it was. It wasn't shit. It was just boring as hell. Dry. Bland, plain, boring, nothing exciting to get you crazy over SummerSlam except for the Brock Lesnar-Undertaker match. Seth Rollins and John Cena, they start that segment off. They milking the crap out of Seth Rollins with John Cena's broken nose. And he goes on and talks about how he wants to start his own open challenge for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship, and we have Neville come out to challenge him for the championship. Now, as we all know, a couple of months ago, these two guys had an outstanding match, and this was no different. Give it a 4 out of 5 stars. Outstanding match, back and forth action, and the ending was spectacular, and I liked how they gave, Seth Rollins a lucky little ending, lucky break there with his foot touching the rope. So I thought that was actually pretty damn good on WWE storyline writing part, or at least with Seth Rollins and Neville, to make him still walk away with a certain kind of result of a victory. So I was very impressed with that. He manages to gain consciousness, I guess you could say. Seth Rollins, and Neville tries to hit the arrow, his finisher on Seth Rollins, and unfortunately Seth Rollins wakes up, puts his knees up, hits him in the gut, and then goes ahead, hits the pedigree, and gets the 1, 2, 3. Not a bad ending, not a bad match whatsoever. Have nothing against the match, nor the ending. Thought it was a good match. Truthfully, it should have been close to the main event, like in the 10 o'clock hour. Not this very early into the show, but whatever. At least we got a World Heavyweight Championship match out of it, and it was a good match nonetheless. Immediately after that, we had an 8-man tag team match with the Ascension and the New Day defeating the Los Matadores and Lucha Dragons. This match was shit, didn't even care for it, didn't even watch it, hardly at all. The next match after that, I give that match like a 1 out of 5 stars. That match was shit. This match, the Submission Sorority group with Paige's team, Becky Lynch and Charlotte defeating the Bella Twins. Very decent match. Okay action. Wasn't as great as last week's, but it was still okay. There really doesn't seem to be a whole lot of good build-up going on here with this Divas Revolution storyline going on here. I'm not really too impressed with it. They're putting on some decent matches, but it doesn't seem to start having a step-by-step kind of revealing story to it. It just seems to keep going and going, but doesn't have any showing of ending or having any progression going on in the storyline. It just seems like it just keeps on going with tag team, single matches throughout the entire week. And I just think that it's time to start putting a Divas Championship on the line with one member from each team going after the Divas title. Basically a triple threat match that should have happened last month at Battleground. Fortunately, we didn't get that. Maybe at SummerSlam we will. Who the fuck knows? Who the hell cares? They're putting on decent matches, but the storyline writing is absolute garbage in this whole scenario. I mean, we're seeing a revolution somewhat, but we're not seeing no progression in this Divas Revolution storyline. It's just fucking going nowhere, people. Really all I'm seeing here is back and forth matches with the factions that they got going on here. That's great and all, but where the fuck is the goddamn progression into the storyline? Where is it, people? I mean, come on. Get to the freaking program here. Have some sort of build up to this ending already. I mean, it's just way too fucking slow here. Get some sort of idea. Get a champion that'll win the title from Nikki Bella. At this point, this whole storyline should be leading to Nikki Bella no longer being Divas champion. That's the way this should be altogether. And it should be one of the NXT wrestlers, at least Becky Lynch, Paige, or Charlotte, or even Sasha Banks for that matter, winning the Divas Championship. But they don't really have anything big going on here. It's kind of leaving me a little confused, and what's the whole fucking point of this? It's just so long that you continuously have tag team single matches between factions in this Divas division where it just gets stale and fucking pointless. So come on, let's get a go on already, you know what I mean? And now that I'm done with my rant, we had Rusev defeating Mark Henry. What a boring fucking match this was. I could not believe how fucking dull and boring this match really was. I had no interest in it. They've done this match 3 times now. 3 fucking times with these two behemoths going at it, and it's pointless. Mark Henry is over the hill. He needs to retire. So does Kane, and so does freaking Big Show already. I mean, like, when are they just gonna give it up? I mean, when are the contracts up? I mean, come on already. This is just sickening. I mean, Mark Henry ain't gonna be no world champion again. He ain't gonna do jack squat. All he's doing is being in pointless storylines that have no storyline whatsoever for him. He has no purpose, no path, nothing. He's just there. He's a beat up toy, and that's it. That's kind of worthless for him to even be there then. We then had Brock Lesnar have his segment with Paul Heyman, and I have to say, this segment with Paul Heyman, God, the man is a goddamn mastermind when it comes to promos. And I really think at some point they really need to put him with a young star and create a Heyman guy team or something like that, like some sort of faction with Paul Heyman, another young guy, and Brock Lesnar. I think that would be really cool for them to do. Maybe even make Brock Lesnar go part of the tag team division with a young guy, help develop him or something like that. I think that would be very interesting, a little bit different, especially for Brock Lesnar. I don't think he's never won a tag team title. I think that would be pretty interesting. It might even make the tag team division a little bit more interesting to watch and gain people's interest. Truthfully, I don't find that the way the tag team division is now worth watching, worth a damn. I don't find any of it worth watching, really, outside a few things here and there. I think that Brock Lesnar should be working with a young star and help develop him. That's what I think. They should use Brock Lesnar at this point. He's played the Beast. He's done a terrific job doing that. And I think him, mentoring a young star would be beneficial to, that's somebody that needs to be developed. And I think that would be great. Cesaro, I think, should have been the guy, if they were to go with this kind of idea that I got, would be great. Because I think Paul Heyman and Cesaro was an interesting combination. Even CM Punk for that matter, but CM Punk was well developed before any of the time that he got with Paul Heyman. He was already developed when he was with Paul Heyman altogether. So, I mean, that tag team didn't even need to happen. But Cesaro is a little bit different. I think Cesaro being tag team with Brock Lesnar instead of Tyson Kidd would have been probably a little bit more memorable than him being with Tyson Kidd. And I mean, Tyson Kidd was pretty good. I like the little tag team they got going on with those two, and them becoming tag team champions. Fortunately, it ended pretty early, in my opinion. I think it should have went on for another 2 months, personally, until like Payback or something. But that's nor here or there or what have you. But you know, I just think that this is him working with somebody young, Paul Heyman, and having Brock Lesnar tagged with him might be beneficial for a young star. It also would utilize Brock Lesnar a little bit more and helping build a young superstar and giving him more of a purpose and just having matches with a bunch of guys that he's had matches before in the past. I mean, Undertaker and Brock Lesnar faced each other about, this is going to be the 5th time they've ever faced each other in big-time matches, not like the ones that they had back in the past in 2002, 2003, with maybe some minor matches that were on SmackDown leading into the pay-per-views. But I'm just talking about pay-per-view type matches that they had. This would be the 5th pay-per-view type match that they're having against each other, and Brock Lesnar's won all 4 of them. So I think at this point, I mean, Brock Lesnar needs to lose against The Undertaker, just going a little bit off topic here and back onto what we really need to talk about is the Monday Night Raw episode. So, I mean, personally, that's how I feel. I feel Undertaker should be the winner. Undertaker should move on to a WrestleMania opponent. I've heard rumors that Brock Lesnar is supposed to beat The Undertaker at SummerSlam, then face him again at WrestleMania and lose to Undertaker at that point. And I think that that's fucking dumb as shit. They should just have Undertaker beat Brock Lesnar, and that'd be the end of it. And have Undertaker move on to another character to face at WrestleMania and have his ending match. And I think that should be John Cena, and they should have John Cena tap out to the Hell's Gate at WrestleMania 32. I think that that would be a dream match. They don't think, Vince McMahon doesn't like the idea of Undertaker Sting. Undertaker John Cena is a perfect match for Undertaker to end his career against one of the big name stars that's been going on for 10 years now, a little over that, and people want to see lose. And him losing to The Undertaker at WrestleMania would be one of the biggest moments, especially John Cena tapping out in Hell's Gate against Undertaker. I think that would be perfect. I don't think that would make John Cena any, diminish his character or the never give up type gimmick that he's got or anything else, truthfully. I think that him losing The Undertaker because of The Undertaker the way he is, as powerful he's presented like Brock Lesnar, I think him tapping out to The Undertaker, since he's a phenom and he's a dead man, it wouldn't be all that bad to John Cena's character and his whole build-up that they've had over the many years that they've tried building up John Cena. But Paul Heyman did an outstanding job in that segment. Really enjoyed it. Thought it really spoke a lot, gave a lot of emotion and more build-up towards the Undertaker Brock Lesnar match. Unfortunately, they don't have any matches, these two guys, because they're part-timers. So it kind of hurts them a little bit in building up the match at SummerSlam, So, I mean, the dialogue is really the only thing that Brock Lesnar and Undertaker can use to build up this match. And I think there's got to be a little bit more than that. I mean, that little breakout fight they had 2 weeks ago was definitely a good build-up and a good start, but the dialogue isn't going to help it become the super gigantic match that they're making it out to be. It's really just going to be a good match. That's really what it looks like to me. But it's still, regardless, I think it's a good build-up. I think it has decent potential to be something worthy, like a John Cena-Brock Lesnar match from last year. Except this time I think it should be an even fight between these two guys. And that's really should be it. So, moving on with the matches, though, we had... Give me 1 second. I got messed up here. Okay. After that, we had King Barrett versus Zack Ryder. Barrett beating Zack Ryder in a pointless match. Don't even quite understand the logic behind Zack Ryder being involved in this. No offense to Zack Ryder comparing him to Mark Henry, but my God, man. He has no path or purpose in WWE right now. No storyline build up for him, nothing. He just comes in and gets his ass kicked by King Barrett. How does that help Barrett out either? He's the king. I protect my realm. I'm the best king in the world. Yeah, they did a great job with Booker T as King Booker, but they're not doing a good job with anybody else as the King of the Ring champion. They're not doing nothing for the guys that win these tournaments. They're pointless. There's no rhyme or reason to even have them. So what's the point if King Barrett is beating pointless superstars but loses to R-Truth, of all people, was strutting around for 2 months with a fake-ass robe and a plunger in his hand and a fucking paper crown. I mean, like, what the hell is the point? It's just like their way of laughing at anyone that wins the King of the Ring match or tournament, whatever thing you want to call it. But fucking pointless shit. I mean, really dumb as hell. They got nothing going on with Barrett. They're not giving him any good build-up. He's just winning matches against nobodies and even losing some matches, especially against R-Truth, against nobodies as well. So, I mean, he's going nowhere in a handbasket. I think it's completely pointless and not very well use of King Barrett's character. I think it's a worthless fucking thing they're doing to him. Give him a good opponent to face a fucking SummerSlam to be on the card. I mean, what the hell? You know? So after that, we had Paige face Naomi in a decent matchup. This match, I give it a 3 out of 5 as well. The other matches, let me just go back here for a second. Rusev and Mark Henry, nothing. Half a star out of 5. King Barrett versus Zack Ryder, fucking pointless. 1 out of 5. And Paige and Naomi was a 3 out of 5 star match. So it was a decent match, and Paige walks away with the victory. And I wasn't too, depressed with this match. I think it was pretty well done and decent. We then had Bray Wyatt have a little segment as well, shooting his bullshit about Roman Reigns, and now that Dean Ambrose refuses to walk away from the situation that Roman Reigns and Bray Wyatt's having, he's now part of the storyline. Not like Dean Ambrose has never had a confrontation or a rivalry with fucking Bray Wyatt. I mean, come on, man. This is making no fucking sense. He's had a rivalry with Bray Wyatt. Why wouldn't Dean Ambrose be part of this? Why wouldn't he have any point of being part of this? I mean, it makes logical sense. Again, WWE storyline writers making no fucking sense, acting like they forgot about history from last year and like it never happened. You're a bunch of fucking idiots, plain and simple, just to put it that way. We then got another segment following that, and also Sheamus came apart with that segment and said, well, I got Randy Orton, I want to kick his ass, blah, 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 and what have you. And it seemed like Sheamus kind of looked like he was fitting in with the Wyatt family in a way. As strange as that sounds, but I highly doubt he's going to be part of their faction. So then we had Dean Ambrose and Roman Reigns talking their thing. Very funny segment, especially with Randy Orton coming in. And Dean Ambrose, after Randy Orton says a comment, He says, "Hey, I like you're starting to come around. You're being a little bit more positive. I like that." I thought that was kind of a funny comment he left after Randy Orton made this statement. So a nice little build up towards the main event match, and of course the main event match was a great ending. Dean Ambrose, Randy Orton, and Roman Reigns walked away with the victory. Bray Wyatt got pinned. I think Bray Wyatt got pinned, or was it Luke Harper? No, it was Bray Wyatt. Bray Wyatt got pinned by Roman Reigns, 1, 2, 3, after an RKO, Dirty Deeds, and then the spear, the spear by Roman Reigns. So, decent ending, pretty long match, over 16 minutes long, and that match I'd definitely give it a 3.5 out of 5 stars. So, outside of the beginning opener for the WWE World Championship match and the main event, some of it was just average, and the rest of it was just plain ass boring shit. Just boring. There was no point to some of these matches. The show should have just been a 2-hour show, to be honest with all of you. That's really all I got to say about this. They really need to put this to a 2-hour show again. They need to get rid of the freaking 3-hour show at Monday Night Raw. It's not working. They got nothing to work with right now. Their strength of their roster is very, very, what you would say, not strong. It's very weak. And the best thing with a weak roster, if you ain't got a strong mid-card and a really good and wide range of main eventers, you really should just go ahead and go to a 2-hour show and shrink the show down a bit, so it makes it easier to keep people's interest. And while you're doing that, maybe make the undercard guys that are really not getting a whole lot of build-up and work them back into the main, not like the main roster, but get them some star quality. Get them some major build-up. Get them some, the type of, gain interest from the audience. This shit that they're doing to Barrett is absolutely horrible. They got nothing going on with this guy. He's beating pointless superstars. He should be going after Dolph Ziggler's. He should be going after Rusev's. He should be going after Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns, whatever. That's who he should be going after. He's getting the shaft. Dolph Ziggler's gotten the shaft many a times. This thing with Rusev, I think is going to be alright. I think that match will be okay for him to work with. But he really should be in main event type quality matches where he's competing for a world championship. I think he's well deserving of it. And he's well earned it. So, overall, my opinion is simplistic. Shrink the show down so you can't gain more interest, because your roster fucking sucks, and so does your storyline writers. So if you have a smaller show, there's less bullshit you gotta throw in there in a 3-hour show, so you go ahead and you have more interest within a 2-hour show. Makes sense, guys? I hope so. Anyway, at this time, leave your comments and opinions. Let me know what you guys think. You think it should be a 3-hour or a 2-hour show? I think it should be 2 hours, of course, because their roster's shit right now. They got no major build-up, and on top of it, their fucking storyline writers are dumb as shit. Anyway, leave your comments, opinions down below on the video. I will respond back to you guys as always. Logan, I know that you respond a lot to my videos. You know I'll respond back, man. Anyway, you guys at this time, thank you very much for watching. Hit that subscribe button so you can catch more WWE and other professional wrestling content. And I'll get right back to you guys. Enjoy your rest of your night. Alright, guys? Bye.